From a commerce degree, a CA was a really valuable next step. I think we got a lot of basic skills in our commerce degrees, and CA was a really good chance to apply them and get some real life experience.
For me, the biggest thing was just a good business experience. So going through the CA process, learning auditing and dealing with all these different companies helps you learn about business and about how companies operate. So I think that type of experience is something that's difficult to get directly out of an undergraduate program unless you're going through the auditing process.
I don't know, I think coming out of university, you learn so much when you're there, but you learn a lot of theoretical things. You don't necessarily learn all the application and all the soft skills that are really required to function in the business world. And for me, a CA was a natural step because it was a great way for me to get practical experience while still developing my technical skills.
My father told me that becoming a CA is like becoming a doctor, but for business instead. And so, to be totally honest, I thought that, girls love doctors. So it made sense to be a doctor of business.
I think it's not often that a business owner is going to open up their operations to you and speak frankly to you. When you're the auditor, it's okay. They trust you. They'll tell you how they're running their business, what they're doing. You see a lot of the tax planning, especially on private businesses. So things that matter, but that maybe you don't understand matter until you actually get in there and it affects you and it potentially costs you money.
It was a lot to do with my parents when I was young. It was kind of like the doctor, the lawyer, the CA. My parents don't come from business backgrounds, but they certainly pushed me in that direction.
Do your research, look at the different firms that are out there, look at the different types of services that they provide their clients, look at the culture at the different firms, because that plays a big role in your day-to-day life when you're working as an accountant.
I think it's important to understand that becoming a CA, it's not a 2-year thing, it's not a 3-year thing. This is something you've been working towards for 25, 30 years of your life. You go through high school, university, you may have a job in between, and then you begin articling as a CA student. And during those 2 or 3 years, you're going to undergo some serious changes.
It's amazing how you can take that and just run with it and apply it to your own business if you own one.
I think it's still definitely one of those professions that's looked upon as being successful and being a pillar. You go and you look at people who are running foundation boards and they almost always want to have a CA on the board. So I think, it ranks up there with doctors, dentists, lawyers, things that are well respected and where you receive excellent training.
If you go out to someone in the business world and you say, I'm a CA, that has instant street credibility.
So it's great to be part of an industry where you're proud to say that you're a CA.
Yeah.
You're proud to be part of it and proud of the people that are around you that are CAs.
Yeah.
I actually never wanted to be an accountant. A lot of people in my family were accountants, and I thought that's not the direction I wanted to go. But about halfway through my BCom at UBC, I spoke with a bunch of people that were working at accounting firms, and I learned about all the opportunities that come with the CA, travel, the experience, and the learning. And that's sort of when I realized that it was something that I was interested in, and realized that the other people in my family weren't necessarily as crazy as I thought they were. So
I've actually always wanted to be an accountant.
The reason why I got into it was I heard it was a great opportunity to travel and work at the same time, so that kind of led me to being a CA.
I went through all the information sessions, and my advice is to definitely talk to a lot of people in the information session, just because I don't think you can actually talk to every single person for the time limit, and you obviously want to have a quality conversation. And the reason why I chose my firm is because I clicked with a lot of people there, and I think that's really key because you're going to be spending a lot of time and hours during busy season with the teams, the staff there, and so it's important that you not only see them as someone you feel comfortable working with, and also you see some people as mentors, friends, that you can just hang out and just talk with and chat and have fun conversations with outside of work conversations. And I think that is really important, and that's definitely my advice, is to go out there and to look for people who are not only your mentors, but could be your friends too.
I definitely recommend going out during the recruiting process, going out and meeting as many of the firms as possible, because then you get a feel of what kind of people work at the bigger firms and the mid-sized firms and the smaller firms. And like you said, I mean, you're working with these people for 8 hours a day at least, and sometimes even more. So being able to communicate with them and being able to talk to them, not just about work, but on a social level is very important. And also with regards to the mentoring, being comfortable with asking them questions. I mean, their mentors are extremely helpful, and being able to ask them any question without being hesitant is really helpful.
One particular firm, which is the firm I'm at right now, I felt like I kind of really clicked with the person who I was talking to. And then when I was actually going through the interviews, I felt most comfortable with them. And then when I actually got the offer, they actually gave me an offer to start in January and go on vacation for 3 months for traveling right afterwards. It was something that I casually mentioned during my interview, but it was something that they took to heart and actually put that in my offer letter, so that meant a lot to me.
I work for a mid-sized firm. Culture is a little different because literally it is like family. You see these people every day and you spend a lot more times with them.
Yeah, I think one of the big things for me is travel. Like, I like to travel as well, and it's pretty amazing what places you can go to that you'd never think you'd ever go to otherwise. But I think that's one of the really neat things about the job is that you can go to Fairbanks, Alaska, or New York, and the firm pays for it, and you work, and then you get your weekends, and you can go explore the new place. And I think it's pretty amazing.